world champions going against Aurora from Turkey. Will be going against each other. And who gets the first blood here, we're going to find out in this series. Welcome to it. It's me and Brigida to bring you the action.
I cannot believe we're seeing the Valir-Selena matchup for game number 1. Lafell did mention continuous damage, but whether or not they're able to maximize that, we'll see it now because they're playing it very aggressively in the first few minutes. But Super Friends, because of that aggression, is forced to flicker out and will receive the Sword Rose first blood immediately for Aurora Gaming.
I don't know what our fastest first blood. I know it was around like the 30.
26. 26? We beat it yesterday again.
Okay, it was beaten yesterday.
They wanna beat the record.
Yeah, still under the minute. First blood going in the hands, especially for Tienzi.
Yeah.
That's great for Lancelot to get a start here, and you can see this. This is what I was worried about for King Kong, though, too, because if you get a lead, you then have to rely on the team to help you, even this.
This is such an aggressive start for Aurora Gaming, and the Abyssal Arrow lands onto King Kong. Second casualty of the game, but the punish, they'll be able to take down Apex 47. Okay, things are looking good for Aurora Gaming right now.
It's a great start for them already. 2 kills for Tienzi, you know, an assassin that has popped up multiple times already throughout our tournaments here. And you get 2 early kills, that's going to be great for you. You can already see the emblems too, nothing too crazy, but you got a whole lot of tank emblems. And of course, you're still going to see that Temporal Rain here for the Valir.
Yes.
Apex? Okay, he's not going to get stunned.
So it seems like whenever Super Friends does want to go for the Vengeance Flame, again, that has some sort of purify to it, you'll be able to spam your skills a lot more. The team fights will be a lot more difficult for Aurora Gaming if ever they get to be the recipient of the Burst Fireball then and now, every now and then. But still, like, I mean, the mere fact that there's a Selena and you're a Fredrin, right?
It's not going to be fun.
It doesn't look too good. So let's see how this pans out. Aurora Gaming are the first to position themselves in the turtle.
All right, they'll get positioned. You can see the rotating happening here too. Superbone making his way down for this turtle. So they want to go full force for this fight. They want to secure the objective. They've already had a good lead. Oh, it's going to break out. Brusco forced off of this. He doesn't have level 4, so no final slash. That's an easy turtle. I think they just disengage.
Oh, but ONIC might want to go for it, though. Brusco, the Tsunami Slam will be used onto him. And then now, Lunar will be isolated on the back line, but so will be Brusco. He is the first to fall, and Lunar will be next. But does Aurora still want to fight this? Now it's Rosa. She won't be able to escape. So somehow ONIC might have equalized it in a way.
I mean, at least they get 2 kills off of that. You know, it's still a small lead for Aurora Gaming right now, but this is, I guess, that was a preview of what the lineup is capable of for ONIC Philippines. Obviously, they're going to need some more time. Also, when that fight before it broke out, the Spear Destruction from Kelra came through, but it didn't land, so he couldn't join this fight. So, you know, essentially, you find yourself in this, but still relatively even because it's a 4v4, and they just go for it. And it's, you know, it's one of those lineups from ONIC Philippines that needs time to literally cook here. But Rosa gets taken out, of course, from King Kong, and he's got a little bit of catching up to do. I'm not sure if he's too far behind in terms of gold, but at least, you know, he's about half a level or a level or so behind Tienzi right now. And Tienzi is 3-0 on this Lancelot already.
That's huge for a Lancelot to get an early 3-0, which is why ONIC PH, they might be respecting this right now. They're playing somehow a little more careful, but now that they see Rosa isolated in the mid lane, they find a way to deal with him. Now going for Apex 47 next. These are 3 members of ONIC PH, but that's the Tsunami Slam already committed onto Brusco. Tienzi also here, but they won't be committing the fight just yet. Okay,
King Kong wants to take this because, as you can see, he's 2 levels behind. So he goes and grabs that. Turtle's going to be up in 10. So ONIC, what they're really looking for is just some of these pick-off potentials. They found them. They've pretty much dissipated the gold lead that Aurora had. Mid lane's going to be put some pressure here, but this is what we're going to see. Aurora Gaming goes back into position for the objective. This time around, though, you still got both gold laners up on their own. This is going to be started up. Super Friends picking up the glowing wand. So now Rosa firing off from the back angle, but will be forced back. King Kong even despite it all, we'll just jump on in. And this is the hard part for Tianzi. He's got to find the right window.
They start things off, use the final slash, but then the turtle, it's still going to the hands of Aurora. Rosa also takes the kill on Brusco. King Kong somehow trades Apex 47, but Rosa with a double kill takes down Super Friends, and Kirk makes it just in time to find the kill.
A big trade though. Aurora's going to get more. They're going to get this mid turret off of that. Good thing for Kirk. At least he gets a kill. There's a trade and an objective as well, as Kaura was able to push in that tier 1 up top. We'll take a look at the instant replay again. This was a fight that was in favor of Aurora. TNZ goes in, especially with a full barrage laid down right there. It was a great fight position for them, and they kind of separated ONIC Philippines. You know, the Super Fam literally got separated in this fight, and they had to just kind of be in that position of, let's go get something. If we can't Lunar, though.
Oh, they're trying to get something again here in mid. Super Friends seems like he's having such a hard time. Rosa might still actually go for it. Sigibum, nice placement. But still, it's literally so difficult for ONIC Philippines to find an angle here. The biggest worry for ONIC PH at this point is it feels like they need a bit more time to set up for them to be able to use their skills, similar to the Appraiser's Wrath when they wanted to go for that objective. I mean, it was Brusco who started things off, but Aurora Gaming, they have much faster ways to respond, to fight back, and do it explosively, not the way ONIC PH kinda needs a bit more of like buffer or loading time.
They need a lot more buffering time. Also, they need to deal with Tianzi. He's 6-0 at this point. He's been pretty much untouched, and then he just picked up the brute force as well. You can see the lead, man, that he has on King Kong. You know, this is what I was worried about in the draft when you saw that Fredrin come through, and then you see the Lancelot, which has been picked up time and time again in our matches so far. And you get this kind of lead, which all started from that early first blood. You get a lot of opportunities to go ahead and play the way you want in your jungle alongside the team here. Plus, the fact that you have a Selena to help provide some division is, you know, phenomenal for them to work around with. So I expect this just to be their free turtle, 3 for 3. I think ONIC Philippines is just going to have to adjust and be like, all right, how do we approach this first Lord coming up?
Yeah, at least they have Kellera, they have the Moskov, so they can somehow deal with the macro. But Aurora Gaming, they're still going to go for it. That's the Flicker Tsunami Slam into the strike, already committed by Apex 47. Immediately taking out King Kong. Final slash connects onto Sigibum, but still the damage coming in from Aurora Gaming seems like it's going to be enough. It's a triple for TNZ. Sigibum gets taken out. Kellera might be the saving grace, but will he be able to do it? He's up against two members and he won't.
What a play with such a good final slash, but unfortunately for ONIC, they weren't able to win that fight. Great placements here from Aurora Gaming. Again, it was initiated by them. Look at the final slash that comes through, even onto that full barrage.
Yeah.
Great placement, but again, they were behind, and Kaura really wasn't there for that majority of that fight until the end here, and he really can't go against a TNC. Look at him, he's 10-0-1 on this Lancelot.
What is this KDA? How did this come?
Has he found the right balance between aggression?
Okay, so out of the 14 kills, he hasn't been part of 3.
Yeah.
Just 3. The math is not
Quick
mathing,
maths.
but you know, it's just how surprising the game is. Imagine this much of a lead between Tianzi and King Kong. That's 3K? Around 3K? Between the Fredrin and the Lancelot. And you know that if it is a Fredrin jungle, then you basically are going to be the utility. You just want to set things up for your teammates. But Kellera, oh no, Apex 47, there to protect his teammate, there to protect Sigibum. They have to reposition unless ONIC PH still want to take on this fight. There is somehow still a lead between them and Aurora Gaming, but it feels like they desperately want to at least get something.
Yeah, it seems like ONIC Philippines right now is kind of scrapping for whatever they can get.
No.
That is a massive differential between the junglers right now. Tianzi, this is how confident he can be too, that he just takes things from King Kong. So, you know, that's tough to see, especially if you're in that position for King Kong right now, and you're down multiple levels. Whoa, Super Fritz?
Okay, at least the flicker was there. But that was a very close call. I mean, Super Prince was confident enough to not use the Vengeance Flame, not like it could do much anyway. But still, at least they still have, or he still, no, he actually used it. No, the Vengeance Flame, not the Flicker. So now, How does ONIC PH deal with this? Kirk, will he try to look for a setup? King Kong up front. Oh, they seem to be bursting Lunar down. Gets to switch targets though, looks for Super Prince, and the full barrage immediately cancelled out. King Kong, however, he won't be able to tank enough damage. Kirk also next on the chopping block. Double kill for TNZ. That's enough members taken out from ONIC PH. It's only the KK connection left alone.
Oh, Rosa, okay, throws down an arrow, but not going to connect. They get everything that they wanted here. They're also going to get this Lord. Time and time again, in fight after fight, ONIC Philippines just can't get one in favor for them. Even if they take someone down, it's just Lunar, because Lunar's just jumping in front of 5 dudes.
And he survived.
He's jumping for the super fam, yeah. And look at how long he survived.
He went in back again, got a kill.
He's like, oh, hold on, I'll come back. And like that ends up working out for them. And this is once again this lineup that Aurora Gaming has is just, it's working in synergy really, really well.
Yeah.
So as they lead into this Lord is going to be pushing with them. This is going to be a tough one to defend, I think, even this early on.
And imagine during that fight, the full barrage was cancelled right away. So they didn't even get to feel the full duration of the full barrage just yet, but that was already the amount of damage and pressure that Aurora Gaming already showed them. There goes the full barrage again, though.
T-Boom's like, let me at least just go ahead and use it on this wave so I can at least get a full. But he even ended it, so he's like, nah. Picks up the Malefic gun. T-Boom in a great position. This whole time, it's so funny because this is one of those instances, and maybe, you know, Ixia is just one of those heroes where it's like, yeah, you're kind of just the covering fire hero or person on the team. Very similar to what we see with like Farsas in terms of, you know, the magic damage burst. And what Ixia here is he's 0, 1, and 11, has massive assists because of the fact that, yeah, all he has to do is pretty much post up, pop the full barrage, and he's okay. He's able to pump out damage. He's even got that Sea Halberd himself. He did pick up a Sky Piercer, so it's like, if he is going to get a kill, it's going to be just, you know, a one-off because everybody's low.
What if he decides to use it late into the fight? Then that's going to be a problem too. Because either way, the Sky Piercer, if it does get some stacks later on, though, it's going to be a problem for ONIC PH, even if they try to run away. The lack of range is honestly getting to them.
Yeah.
They have no ways to deal with, again, Sigiboom. And even during the times where Brusco does find the final slash, does find the stun, who could you rely on to supply the follow-up damage, to burst down these damage dealers from Aurora Gaming? Literally none.
You gotta rely on your fam. That's why they're the super fam. But right now it's not working out for them. And there's been some good final slashes from Brusco, but like you said, and you know, earlier on, we need plenty of time before anything to happen for ONIC Philippines. If you really want to see them turn this fight around, they have a massive gold deficit to worry about and work against. Maybe something can happen around the Lord, but most likely not, because you're a Fredrin for King Kong. You know, it's not like you're going to be able to just kind of surprise them. Like, Fredrin literally walks up with his hand in his pocket. You're not surprising anybody. So there's been some instances where it's like, all right, well, what do they do? It's either that final slash or Kirk. Kirk is the other option whenever that flicker is available to actually go in and, you know, flicker in, Earth Shatter, onward somebody.
Okay.
It looked like they wanted to make a play on Sigiboom.
It's an immediate counter engage from Aurora. It's not that ONIC was even able to find the right engage. King Kong, the first pickoff. They look for Super Prince next, and Rosa catches up to him. Now that you take out the jungler, what else is there to worry about? But nonetheless, Yenzi might still try to go for the fight. Abyssal Trap does not connect to Kelra, but they might actually try to go for it here.
These arrows are crazy. They've been on point from Rosa. It almost seems like ONIC Philippines just walking into them, and they try to hold on the best they can. They'll lose the top turret, mid turret, and Aurora will just make their way to this Lord here. Kirk's going to try to give them some vision. You still got a couple seconds for the rest of the team to be up, but they might be a little bit too late if they try to actually make this happen. It would be an absolute miracle. Almost 10,000 gold behind if they actually contest this, but it looks like that's not going to happen, but they fight anyway.
Aurora still decide to fight this. The Abyssal Arrow doesn't connect onto anyone. Kirk, though, does the Primal Wrath, but this might be the opening for ONIC PH. SOT already committed. Lunar will be the target, but Sigiboom gets to use the full barrage and takes down 2 members. Rosa also finds the kill onto Kelra, and this is looking bad for ONIC PH. It's a maniac for Sigiboom. They finally find a way to deal with the Super Fam.
And Aurora Gaming will take game 1 in this best of 3, a dominant one against the Super Fam.
Oh my gosh.
Is that what we expected?
That was a brilliant draft. You see just how familiar they are.
Yep.
I cannot believe the surprises. I knew it. They just keep coming.
It's one thing to have one maniac. It's another to have two. And against ONIC Philippines. But here's the thing. There is a lot to talk about, and we have to talk about, number one, what is with the tempo here at MSC? It almost feels like the moment you get into game, someone's gonna die. And in this one, it was ONIC Philippines. They received the first blood, and then after that, I would say the good thing about Aurora Gaming is that with the draft and with their playstyle, they can fight at any time. But it looks like ONIC Philippines, they're waiting for their time. And this is something that I told my sister. Waiting sucks.
Waiting sucks?
Waiting sucks.
Oh, waiting.
Yeah, waiting. Waiting. Menunggu.
But like, okay. But like from behind, right? How else are they supposed to deal with it though?
Just wait faster.
Just wait just wait more.
Yeah, just wait faster, you know? Like do that, but faster.
You know when you can like skip the waiting?
Yeah.
I wish that applied in real life.
Oh yeah.
You know, speed it up.
Oh yeah. just get here and just start do your own thing. Now here's the thing. Honestly, looking at that game, there is a lot that we can talk about because even you guys during the draft, we're surprised because you thought there would be more damage coming in from ONIC Philippines considering the players that they had. It just looked like a bit of a mismatch between the playstyle and the heroes.
I think it really started under minute 1, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's always, I don't want to say always the case, but it's a lot of the cases when you are a hyper-scaling kind of jungler like a Lancelot in comparison to a Fredrin who needs a little bit more time. If you go down earlier on, you know, like Aurora is going to be that team that punishes that and doesn't let up at all. And that's exactly what they did here. So, you know, they had that from the get-go. They were able to go ahead and just find moment after moment in all these windows. And I really feel like, you know, you mentioned it, Lefel, ONIC Philippines just didn't have that damage profile available for them because even when we saw some great final slashes, that was clearly apparent.
It's a 13-0-6 for TNZ.
That's crazy.
And I felt like the killing spree was just unlimited.
Yeah.
In that
He could have gotten a Savage, by the way.
Yeah. Imagine that. And it felt so hard for ONIC PH because even the ways they could do to start a fight rely on Kirk or Brusco. They're not the kind of frontliners who can just stand in front and tank the damage. They have to do something. And when they can't do that something, what now? Like, what's next?
Nice. So you know how we've been casting for a while, and every single time we go into game, there's like graphics showing, oh, they're here. I feel like for MSC, we should stop that because it looks like the 10-second mark, something happened. Because in my head, why was ONIC that far ahead?
Well, it was super friends.
Yeah, like what happened? Like were they baited? Was the Selena super low, so they had to move forward? Like what happened? There's so many questions, and everything's just covered. Like we legit just don't know.
Yeah, you know, it's always good to get a little close up and stuff, but sometimes I guess the way the teams are playing right now, they're like, this is our moment.
This is our moment when they can see us.
Make something happen.
This is where we shine.
Because you're a Valier, so you would assume you could just like keep throwing out those.
You don't have to be that far ahead.
But yeah, it's
hard to do analysis when you don't know what happened. But here's the thing, looking at TNZ, Rich Guy as well as the carry, Lunar took a lot of damage, and Apex 47, I gotta say, like, I feel like Kalia is not a hot commodity. Like, everyone wants that Kalia now.
Yeah, the Kalia has been great, man. I mean, it's still serving the purpose of, you know, initiations, pick off potential. You get that little bit of sustainability too. And I feel like she's just also a pretty good, like, brawler. Like, she can go ahead and hold her own. Yeah. And plus the concussive blast.
Yeah.
Usually. It's great there, but yeah, TNZ, what a performance on the Lancelot.
I think that was what I was most afraid of when I saw the Kalea picked up and ONIC still deciding to reveal the Arlott Fredrin. I mean, you still can find a way to work around those two heroes. Those are still two very difficult frontliners, setup heroes to deal with, but the Kalea, in that case, paired up with other pick-off-centric mid laners and heroes like the Lancelot. It just felt like they were free enough to do their thing. They just had to focus on one player at a time, and they didn't have to worry about much, unlike ONIC Philippines in that game.
Now, here's the thing. After that game, I have just a bit of a hot take, which is presented by Al Habib Medical Group, doctor's note, and the hot take for this one, damage is kind of good. if only your draft has damage. Because look at this. What a perfect final slash. Look at this setup. Everyone is there. If only they had damage.
If only.
If only they had damage. Because here's the thing. I would say every single meta, the number changes. The equation changes. Personally for me, I feel like this time, having 3 damage profiles is great. 1 is super bad.
Yeah.
Because the moment that one person is gone, no one else can do anything.
Yeah.
2 is also already questionable because 3 is better than 2. So 1 chase here, 1 chase there. The other one just do whatever he wants.
Good math.
Right? So thank you very much. I don't know. That's my hot take. Damage is kind of good. So maybe when you draft,
get damage.
Get damage.
So
Although to be fair, Super Friends did damage. I know, but it's just not. It's not cool.
It's hot. It's actually
hot.
hot. It's hot damage.
So people might be okay with more triple marksman lineups now.
Hey, I mean, it works.
That's true.
Does it not work? I feel like it has a positive win rate, right? So just more damage. And the other hot take is that have a draft that you can fight at any time, right? Because waiting sucks. So don't wait.
Don't wait for it.
Just go for it.
Just go for it. I don't know if this was also just because I feel like we've seen this even yesterday.
Yeah.
We saw some game ones for a lot of the teams, especially the teams that you think are automatic to maybe have the upper hand or so, to kind of just get the feel for things and like test themselves, maybe even to the sense of their draft as a test, because I feel like ONIC Philippines wanted to go with something here, but then that last, like that second phase, they kind of really responded to what Aurora Gaming did, and that's why I said especially the last pick, or the second to last pick, taking the Selena was also a great choice because it just felt like a lot of those arrows were just a nuisance. Plus the traps, to deal with was a nuisance for ONIC Philippines, and they just put themselves in a position where it's like, all right, well, we're just going to go for this. Hopefully it works. Hopefully we have enough damage. But like you said, Lafal, they didn't.
Yeah, and looking at this game, I kind of feel like everywhere, no matter where you are, all around the world, you're like, yo, now this is a game. That's why this is our match of the day. But here's the thing. Aurora Gaming, they've been in MLBB history for quite a long time. The players, they've been here all this while. But in case you guys don't know, let's actually check out the road to EWC for Aurora Gaming.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, ben Aurora takımının altın koridor oyuncusu Shigibum. Bu kadar büyük bir organizasyona katılabilmek benim için çok gurur verici bir şey. Umarım güzel bir başarıya kalırız.
Mükemmel bir sezonu geride bırakıyor olacak.
My expectations for Aurora isn't for placement, but it's simple. Really crazy picks, surprising drafts that might just make the teams reconsider how they understand the meta.
Tienzi gerçekten çok iyi bir oyuncu. Mikrosu müthiş seviyede. Bazenleri çılgınca pikler atsa bile onlarla çok iyi işler çıkartabiliyor. Oyuncular ondan birazcık korkmaları gerekiyor. Oyun içinde heyecana kapıldığımızda bazenleri oluyor çünkü. Bunlar bizi bir tık sakinleştirebiliyor, sakin olun diye. Türkiye'nin en iyi 5 oyuncusuna sahibiz. Bu bizim için çok güzel bir şey. Bizi de motive ediyor tabii ki de. Hepsine güveniyorum. Korkmuyoruz, yeneceğimizi düşünüyoruz.
I like that balance because they say sometimes they do get overhyped, but Lunar is the one that actually pulls them back in. It's like, guys, calm down. We can't make a mistake at this point. And they said, be a little bit afraid of Tienzi. I think
we're afraid.
Just a bit.
I think he goes with the hot take. Damage was good. He had the damage.
Yeah.
Tienzi was. After that performance of the Lance, I almost would just automatically expect ONIC Philippines to go with the jungle assassin
Assassins,
this
time. Right? I think maybe if we do pull up the comments, people would be wanting to see that too. This is just me assuming, knowing like how the comments usually go. But yeah, because it felt like a less aggressive ONIC PH when in fact we know them to be that kind. Of course, led by Brusco and Super Friends, which I feel like might be why they were that far in the early stages of the game, but they have to probably like be a little more aware.
Yeah.
They have to take a bit more consideration of what heroes they have and what heroes the opposing team has, because in that scenario, the Lancelot was someone who could quickly catch up to the mid lane fights.
And the thing is, I don't think they will, use that kind of draft again. But again, just to remind you guys back at home, make sure you guys slay a lot of lords because there's a lot for you guys to get in this All-Star Dino patch where the lord changed, the buff changed, heck, even the little wanderer changed. So make sure you guys actually kill a lot of lords because, hey, that's part of the quest to make sure that you guys can get the new Popaling Koopa skin. Now again, back to my point, I don't think they'll be going that kind of route again. Like, I feel like if they still want utility in the jungle, I kind of feel like Super Friends Hero will change.
That is probably the best case scenario because I think even then, like, if we talked about the gold lane, like Kalra on the Mozkov would have been fine. I think he just didn't have enough time to catch up from the massive gold lead that was built up. That was kind of the main thing here. So yeah, I think mid lane really needs to change, and we'll see if we end up seeing that from Super Friends. Again, his hero pool is quite extensive, so maybe dig deeper than wherever Valir stands, like wherever on the list that is.
Because earlier, like, majority of the picks or the mid lane go-to picks were already gone. But like, there could have been probably something else to complement the R-Lot, even if it weren't like burst damage, but like
there's like a Valentina,
a different form of continuous damage.
Lunox, I'll take an Aurora. Hey, speaking of which, we jump into the draft. ONIC Philippines are still going to be first pick. Aurora will be the second pick. Looks like they're still batting out the Baxi as well as the Uranus. And Master of the Basics here batting out the Yi Sun Shin as well as the 1-1.
Teams just really like the blue side. Like,
which one is blue again?
The left side.
Which one's left?
All right.
ONIC.
The first pick?
First pick.
Just say that, man.
First pick.
Yeah, number one, number two.
I always forget with colors, man.
Yeah, it's
difficult.
difficult.
Do well with colors.
It's difficult being honest. But yeah, honestly, looking at how they play, I really feel like just make sure that they're able to carry. Because looking at the damage profile just now, Super Friends did a lot of damage. Like, he really did a lot of damage. It's just that there's no finisher. I kind of feel like that's the best way to describe that previous match. They're hoping for Kalra to be the finisher, but like you said, he just didn't have enough time. He just didn't wait fast enough.
Or even if he did get to land the SODs, I guess, or decide to go into the fight, that might not be the best decision considering the amount of pressure that's inside of Aurora. So now, again, the first pick, Kalea, returns, and I feel like is a better option indeed for ONIC PH this time around.
This is like a Brusco special. Well, I mean, even when Kalea was kind of a little bit too strong, she was a little overpowered, like Brusco still does a really good job with the Kalea. You can see the response, though, right away from Aurora Gaming. This is interesting. Yeah, the Fulvius and the Selena.
I'm just worried if ONIC Philippines get that Farsa. That's kind of good, having Kalea and Farsa in the same side, but only if, What are the chances they pick up a Farsa?
I think it happens.
It can. I think if it's Super Friends, it might.
Yeah, I mean, like, crazy hot take. Farsa's kind of strong.
Hot take.
The damage is kind of good.
Hot take, Farsa. Farsa comes through. If that's the case, you can do that. Or maybe they play...
Farsa Lancelot, I don't know.
Huh? Farsa Lancelot?
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage. So if that is the case, but they go Granger. This is still...
Yeah, it's still burst.
That's still burst, and then they go to Lancelot. So this is King Kong basically saying, hey, Yanzi, let me show you.
Hey, and then Tianzi be like, hey, no, let me use the bridge. I don't know. Maybe the Haya?
What if they do? What if they trade that out?
Or if they don't want to reveal much, double down on their other damage source. I mean, the Irithyll is still there too.
True.
So I feel like it could be a great answer considering the matchup, the mobility that it can have. Although it still doesn't change the fact that the Lancelot is a Lancelot.
Or just go back to Ixia. I don't know.
Oh.
Like, I feel like this third pick coming in for Aurora is going to be very important. And they pick up the Fanny. All right.
I just want to remind everyone. You want
Holy Shield.
Holy Shield. You should be afraid of him.
Wow. Yeah, you should be afraid of him. This guy's a bit different.
Oh.
The mechanics from game one and game...
I didn't expect the first Fanny that we saw to be from TNZ.
Here's the thing. This is what I heard. Like, yes, the energy is a big problem.
Yep.
But if you have a strategy where you just want to focus on one lane, doesn't matter, gold or EXP, the Fanny knows immediately where to go to. The damage is still pretty good. It's still very bursty.
What's the strategy here for Fanny in your mind?
If Kirk has a very killable hero, keep ganking the EXP.
Seems like a solid plan.
Hey. You just need my nuggets of information. It will work out. It will work out. Just keep ganking the EXP.
There should literally be a thing within
My nugget of knowledge.
Yeah, LaFell's Nuggets of Knowledge.
Sponsor me, please.
Every now and then.
Every now and then I need nuggets. Betting on the Badang, this is a pretty good ban because, again, I kind of feel like Badang is an amazing playmaker where even if the game looks bad, he will always find ways to turn things around.
And it deals with the Fanny really well. So I feel like they could be taking out heroes which could deal with the Fanny. I mean, the Arlot, the Akais, they're still there. Not entirely sure if they've been practicing these heroes though, but they instead let go of the CC. I was thinking they'd be okay with these kinds of heroes in the EXP lane.
Maybe there's just too many cables. You know, fanning with the cables and then the yo-yos. You'll get confused.
They get wrapped up.
They get wrapped up. It's like, wait. Like, logically, this doesn't work. So take it out. Oh, and again, it kind of is a good matchup against the Phobia. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's the real reason, but I prefer my previous reason.
Yeah.
They just want to get confused.
Either works, you know. But so the last ban from ONIC Philippines is going to be the Cho. They take that out. This is going to be the response from Aurora. I think even for ONIC Philippines, if they decide to, I don't know, maybe go with the Akai in the XP lane. I mean, we've seen that quite a bit, even back for example, for MWI. Maybe they could go ahead and bring that out for this game number 2 to also kind of help with dealing with some of that pressure from the Fanny. But really, there's a couple options they can still go with here. For Aurora, on the other hand, are we going to see them pick up their gold laner right now?
Yeah. All of the old gold laners are actually open to this point, so it depends on whichever they want, and they go for the Moskov.
I mean, again, probably just thinking that I'm going to get ganked. If I'm able to peel for myself and have the option to actually pick up the Purify, might be good, because I think that's one of the things where we don't see too many different gold laners, is that not every gold laner can survive with the Purify.
What if Kirk likes the Hilda, right?
Oh, that's pretty good.
And there's a Fanny on the opposing side if you want to just keep rotating out of your lane. Maybe that can be an option, but if they want a bit more of crowd control, there's
Kadita! Ooh.
Oh!
All right, Kadita as well as Edith. I mean, like, this is one of his signatures, so probably just going based off comfort, and he felt like, I wasn't the reason we lost, so, you know.
Hey, that's a lot more damage that you were looking for. You beat me to it. Hey. Big damn.
I know you so well. Now, Aurora, the last pick here for their roamer. Because I feel like the Selena will be able to deal with the Kadita just by knowing where the Kadita is going to come from.
Yep.
But you need someone to kind of like help heal for your backline or just catch. So they pick up the Hilda. Okay.
Does she technically catch?
No, but we might see the same thing.
Yeah.
Where while we're looking at graphics, someone dies. Dude, Hilda and Selena. And the Fanny can just cable in and then get a kill.
That's
we
true.
might see a repeat of what happened in game number 1. But with that being said, I like that this time there's a lot of damage. And when we're talking about damage, we got to talk about Niso. So now, Niso and Brigitte, it's your turn.
Thank you so much, LaFell. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the English broadcast here. It's game number 2, this best of 3, where Aurora Gaming already took game 1 pretty decisively against ONIC Philippines. Brigitte, who you signed here real quick with the draft?
There's something
You don't even know?
No, I know. There's something about Kadita.
Kadita?
And I love it when I see a Kadita. Like, I miss seeing Kadita. I know before it used to be into Rome even, like every now and then you see the Kaditas. But now that we're seeing it in Super Friend's hands, I'm sensing a much aggressive start, supposedly, hopefully, for ONIC PH going up against Aurora, but just the same Apex 47, even if we're not seeing the whole picture just yet. Look at where he is right now. Look at where he decides to show himself up. But Tenzi? He has something in mind. He actually tries to go for Brusco. Forces out the flicker in less than a minute.
Early aggression is really what we're seeing from Aurora Gaming now, even in game 2. So they got a battle spell out. They get that flicker out from Brusco, so that's something, you know, Kirk Little stutter step in there, but I don't think he's going to be able to do much. Mid lane, though, this is the thing. Can they actually go ahead and get an early start themselves for ONIC Philippines? Especially, like you mentioned, with a Kadita, that's going to be great. He already had to burn the Petrify, though, it looked like, so they weren't able to actually convert a kill here. You can see a whole lot of killing sprees, of course, a whole lot of Assassin Emblems for them. Pull yourselves together as well. And a little bit of the Festival of Bloods for ONIC Philippines, trying to extend some of those fights. And meanwhile, on the other side, you see Aurora Gaming. They just want to go for these kills. The lethal ignitions here. Lunar is going to do the same exact thing that he did in game 1. Like, he is the guy, the sandbag, to go ahead and tank up as much damage as possible. Well, Apex 47 just does what Hilda does best, and she is an annoyance to pretty much everybody.
Yeah, you're seeing how Rosa and Apex 47 really want to you know, rotate faster along the map, which is pretty surprising for the Hilda and Selena in the mid lane. So that's pretty much how they're planning to play things out. I mean, I'm still not over the fact that Tianzi decided to wait there and try to get Brusco as first blood, but ONIC PH, they might secure the first objective of the game. Tianzi is nowhere near to contest for that objective, although they had some information though, so they might be trading it out for other things instead. But that other thing, could it be a kill onto King Kong? Tries to steal away the purple buff, but doesn't succeed in doing so.
Okay, that was a good attempt, you know, from Tianzi. He had the information, like you mentioned earlier, Brigitte, but couldn't take the buff away. So Tianzi at this point, especially as he gets his orange, is probably going to start to look for that first kill, that first kill pressure if they can. Kelra gets the information here, and you can see ONIC Philippines rotating down to keep them okay. Spear's going to be used. Just go ahead and spot them out, but Boom's not going to follow through. You can look at top lane too. Tianzi's been up there for a while, but it's not your ideal character to go for. You don't want to go for the Edith because of, once again, you can just kind of pop that Prime Wrath and be okay.
I mean, Lafelle did say that though.
You did.
Like, if you want, you can try to go for the Edith. But again, since there's a lot of crowd control in ONIC PH, they're rotating relatively fast too. That might not be the best option. They disrupt Tianzi in his attempt to secure the orange buff. Rosa's Abyssal Arrow connects onto Super Friends, but they're not able to fight just yet. This is a much more careful approach we're seeing from Aurora Gaming so far. Now that they probably see ONIC is literally starting to fight back.
This is interesting because I feel like this is... Oh, never mind. Rosa is gone. Rough waves, not even a Petrify needed from Super Friends. So I was just about to say it was a killless game so far, you know, 3.5 minutes in, but ONIC Philippines made it happen finally. They have to be really calculated, I feel like, with this lineup too, on the pick-off potential that they're going to go for. So this might be the play from Aurora.
Oh, they catch Kelra down bottom. Is there a way to get out of this? There's the flicker. Somehow finds a kill onto Apex 47 still. I was surprised he was, but again, this is the card in the gold lane.
That was about the best you could hope for in that situation. A 1v3. So it is going to convert also to a turret for Aurora Gaming. But again, you have to find something, and for Aurora, that's the decision they made. It did go in the right hands too. Tianzi picked up the kill, so now this might be where we see some of the pendulum try to swing in favor of Aurora Gaming. Lunar, Kelra.
Now I feel like the decision is to always go for the gold lane, but look at the Tidal Strike. Tsunami Slam denying Tianzi of the pickoff. Sigibum will be trying to escape and successfully will do so. Great attempt, however, from Aurora Gaming, but you see just how alert Brusco is. He has to protect his gold laner this time.
Brusco is so good at just protecting pretty much everybody, but especially there for Kelra. Rosa getting pretty close here.
There wasn't a flicker for Rosa though, and there was a Petrify from Super Friends. Probably wanted to save it for later, but that could have been a pickoff. Yeah,
and that's okay. Again, you know, their Aurora Gaming seems to be going and just focusing on the macro for now. Really focusing on down, and if they can get some of these objectives, because you sort of have to be, like I said, very decisive on the fights you choose here. You can see this might be a moment for ONIC Philippines to start putting some pressure on their side of the jungle, but still they want to do it with caution, as Aurora's been doing pretty good at just farming up. You know, they're not too far behind or anything like that at all.
What is Apex 47 trying to do too?
He is the vision. He is the visionaire right here.
He's literally not letting go of wherever King Kong is, trying to go fully aware of whatever patterns they're trying to do, but does Aurora Gaming know that the plan is to actually attempt and go for the mid lane? Oh! The title strike was somehow denied by the Dark Wave from Lunar there. But Apex 47, he's still holding this spot.
Yeah.
He's not letting go of that area of the map.
So he cut that wave. They dealt with that, and they might get a little bit of pressure.
Won't be even able to use the SOD. Tianzi tries to catch up, but I don't think there will be a fight breaking out anytime soon here in the top lane. There is an upcoming objective, so that's probably what they have to pay attention to. But speaking of paying attention, Apex 47.
This is why I was saying earlier, like, Hilda is just a nuisance to everybody. Because this is what, oh, actually.
Oh,
King
now
Kong?
he gets to deal with him. All right, we see King Kong actually find the kill onto Apex 47. This time, though, Tianzi also finds the kill onto Kirk. Brusco barely making it out alive. The Abyssal Arrow also won't make it. Rough Waves already committed there by Super Frizz, but Kellera with the Sky Piercer stacks will be the one getting the kill onto Lunar. King Kong. Okay, disengage for Aurora Gaming.
All right, they're going to disengage. The Turtle's up here. ONIC Philippines might decide to go ahead and start it up. They did lose Kirk earlier on, so he's back up, as well as Brusco making his way to this fight. So they might secure themselves this objective. But Aurora Gaming, they'll go ahead and focus on getting Tianzi his buffs that he needs, and maybe just give this up. Apex will give them information.
Oh! Sinking boom!
What?
What? Okay.
What a steal!
So the turtle still goes to Aurora Gaming nonetheless, and ONIC PH will just attempt to take the mid lane, but it's a successful defense for Aurora Gaming. Ooh, Apex 47 tries to go for Kellera. Tianzi makes it cutthroat already committed, but he gets denied with that title strike. Once again, Kellera is protected by none other than Brusco.
Brusco is the man right now. Just, he's got to be mentally high-fiving Kellera, or Kellera's got to be doing that, because time and time again, he's there to go ahead and save him. And that's the way, I guess, you deal with a Fanny. Hey, if they're going to go for a gold lane, you know what? We'll just go ahead and Tsunami slam him down.
Oh. That's a lot of crowd control. Will Lunar still be able to make it out of it? It is going to be a miracle if he does, and he won't. Rosa could be the next target, but they're gonna play it safe. Super Friends has the Petrify after all. Will still decide to go for it. Kellera now trying to take down Apex 47. He's been such a nuisance, and now he's finding it hard to deal with everyone all at once.
ONIC Philippines will get them the turret. Meanwhile, Aurora Gaming still working on the rest of the map here. They're not falling too far behind with everything that's happened in the last minute or so. You know, they still keep it relatively even. They're about 1,000 gold behind at this point. And I would say, even when this Lord does come up, we could potentially see them actually try to contest it. Now, the biggest part is, once again, avoiding Super Frints, avoiding that initial burst of damage, making sure that you don't get picked off from Brusco, because he's been online, and then the Maleficor is picked up now for Kellera, as they go ahead and put pressure on this purple buff, and, you know, Tianzi's going to be fine from that.
Fortunately, he's still able to get it, especially as there is an upcoming objective down bottom, but I feel like this is going to be the problem now for Aurora Gaming. This is why we see Sigibum and Tianzi majority of the time just on the opposite sides of the map. They're trying to deal with things right now through macro, since ONIC PH, it seems like they're grouping up most of the time, so they might be struggling to actually pull off whatever they intend to do. Now Apex 47 seems like the target for King Kong. Phantom Execution, everything is used onto Apex 47. A pick-off by ONIC right before the objective.
It might be time for Apex. Oh, Lunar?
To be a little more careful, and could that be applicable to Lunar as well? Oh, somehow dodges the combo from Super Frizz and sustains everything with the Infernal Pursuit. Will Rosa catch up and deal enough damage? Also, will Sigibum decide to join as well? It's a no for now. Aurora Gaming have already lost 2 members.
They lost the 2, and yeah, maybe for Lunar, he's got to be a little more careful now, because this Lord is for the taking. Take a note of the positioning here, though, for Aurora Gaming, as they go ahead and go for it. Tianzi's not going to be getting there in time, a little bit too late towards that. So Lord secured here for ONIC Philippines. Great position for them to march towards the base of Aurora. We'll see how they kind of respond to this. Again, we really haven't seen Sigibum even be part of this a major fight just yet to utilize this Moskov here. So that could change. Kellera is going to be able to pick up a little bit more defensiveness. He gets a Wind of Nature now. So an extra layer of protection instead of just relying on Brusco here. As we take a look at the items, you can see as well, Sigibum is in fighting form.
Yeah.
But they actually want to try to go ahead and keep this together at the tier 2. I don't think they want to do that. Lunar jumps in though.
Oh, he still decides to go in. Apex 47 also from behind, and the Infernal Pursuits, they just keep coming. Sigibum also decides to join the fight, and it seems like they already have enough damage. Thorndroid somehow denies Sigibum of his attempt, so he decides to dash away, but they still get 3 members from ONIC PH.
Hey, great fight. They actually made it happen, defending under the tier 2 in the mid lane. They'll go deal with the Lord that's up in the bottom side. And they got 3 off of that, so it does slow down ONIC Philippines on that push. The Lord is cleared, and they hold on to the base shields.
Yeah, they hold on to the Holy Shields.
The Holy Shields.
So somehow, Aurora Gaming, despite everything that's happened in the past few minutes, seem like they're still brave enough to risk a fight, especially if they have the right resources to do so. I think now, if they have Sigibum able to join them as well, because we see how things were a little different now that Aurora Gaming, they've already completed the Trinity build for Sigibum. He already has the enough amount of damage. The Wind of Nature as well is already picked up, so things could be a little different. Oh, but there's the onward. Earth Shadow wasn't committed though. Lunar gets isolated, however, might be the pickoff for ONIC PH now. Darkwave already committed, but Super Prince, once again, nearly dodges the combo. Won't have enough time to survive though. The Sky Piercer stacks on Kelra. They're starting to balloon.
Yeah, they are. TNZ is going to go ahead and just try to get this as quickly as possible. Gets a couple hits away. Not sure if that... Okay, the Cannonman does get that tier 2 turret. Might go for a kill on Kirk.
Well, there's no Primal Wrath, but would that still be the right decision? He will no longer decide to engage.
Oh, I thought Cameron was going to say he does.
Okay.
He does a little bit late, but I was like, man, one shot in that bush.
That could have been very, very close for TNZ here. Clearly not the best situation for a Fanny, though. I mean, there was a clear attempt from the very beginning that they wanted to play this very aggressively, but I think a lot of this would be because of Brusco. Like the way the pickoffs are just constantly denied. I feel like even for Rosa, it's not the exact same Selena game where he just keeps going in and trying to look for the pickoffs. So it's just the macro they're trying to deal with clearly for now. But hold on the bottom lane, Apex 47 and Sigibum trying to take down King Kong. That was close. The SOD doesn't land, but they brought him below half HP.
There is a whole lot that could happen there if it was converted to a kill, but ultimately ONIC Philippines will go ahead and start up this Lord as they center around it. Tienzi's going to go grab his purple buff, and this is just going to be the objective going in the hands of ONIC Philippines. Still, you got to go ahead and say Aurora Gaming is trying. They have been doing this the entire game to push these off lanes and try to get what they can. They've gotten turrets through that. Tienzi, that's his job right now. Even got a little bit of hits there on the top turret of ONIC Philippines in the base. But now they'll have to prep up for this Lord push. TNZ is still going to go ahead and put pressure on those lanes. Apex 47 is just around the corner for this. But I think ultimately y'all want to go back to the base to get ready to defend against that Lord, because we can most likely see that this is going to be a forced fight here. Apex 47 might just walk up from the back, all the way from the bottom lane. It looks like they're going to do just that. And TNZ, I guess they just rely on, hey, we can actually defend this ourselves.
Yeah, they put enough trust in Sigibum and the rest of the members. Oh, are they going to punish King Kong?
TNZ's going to push it.
Darkwave doesn't connect, and TNZ clearly has a different plan in mind. And Apex 47 might be the one stopping everyone else from just being able to return back to their base, but the damage coming in from King Kong is too much to handle. Now, at least Kirk gets to recall and defend that bottom lane turret.
Again, you got to put respect here for Aurora Gaming on the fact that they are playing this at just the macro level. Because of the lineup that they have, this team composition allows them to do this. But how long will it continue to work? Mid lane, I see some action here. Brusco too being spotted out, but King Kong will try to keep them at bay right now. Taking some of these buffs. Purple buff's going to be taken next here, and you know, you got to take a look too. There's some immortalities that come into play now for Aurora Gaming, so we've already seen that preview of earlier on when Sigiboom was actually able to get in position to fight. The damage is there, and you see his last item, he did pick up the Malefic Gun. He's got a little bit extra range now to work with. Kelra goes a little bit more defensively, picks up the Rose Gold. So he's got that now, and this is going to be interesting because even though ONIC Philippines is ahead by 4,000 gold, it could still be a really even fight out.
Yeah. I think the toughest part, though, for Aurora Gaming is the way Tianzi can't get his hands on his purple buff anymore. And we know how important that is for a Fanny, which is why now it's probably... there's no other choice than to just literally manage the sides for TNZ, because it'll be very risky if they decide to go on and engage a fight against ONIC Philippines with the limited resources that they have. Although, yes, there is a significant gold lead. I think we're nearing the point where it might not just matter anymore, because majority of the heroes, majority of the players have already secured all of their items already. I think we've seen a couple already complete their item builds, and those are mostly in terms of the damage dealers. Both gold and jungle heroes have already completed their builds already at this point.
Yeah, mid lane, if they get there, will help a little bit, but this Lord is up. ONIC Philippines will go ahead and start it up. I'm not sure if Aurora Gaming is actually going to be able to get in fast enough for this, as King Kong secures it. Spirit Destruction going to be thrown out, but no follow through. So Aurora Gaming will find themselves once again in a position here, Brigida, to just defend. And, you know, they've held out for quite some time, I would say, but ONIC Philippines, I think on this one, might want to go ahead and at least get all the base turrets down, potentially ending the game if they can. A little extra damage here at the Starlium site now picked up for Kirk too, so they're going to be trying to make it a play here.
Yeah, they have to close out this game as soon as possible if they really wanted to. Oh, TNZ goes back. Might not be able to look for a lane that they can really manage, however, because ONIC PH, they've learned their lesson. They're dealing with all the waves all at once.
All right, let's see how they handle this. The Lord is in the base, and they've done enough cutting of the waves too to kind of handle it. Brusco's going to jump in. Mid turret's going to go down. Aurora Gaming hold it out. Oh, nice flicker.
That abyssal arrow lands onto Brusco as well. Could this potentially be the turnaround? Okay. Apex 47 still has the immortality, and now Aurora Gaming are taking down the members of ONIC Philippines one by one. Rosa, will he be able to catch up to Kelra? Kelra's just dancing in front of three members of Aurora Gaming. Abyssal trap does not connect, and so will the Dark Wave. How is he able to dance around everyone like this? But he's finally taken down by TNZ, and that's three members from ONIC deleted in an instant.
And they waited more, and Aurora Gaming will have a defense, even though they lost all their base turrets. What an arrow!
King Kong will try his best to get out of this, but TNZ just needs one hit! He won't find that one hit!
He didn't have enough energy to go a little bit further, but Aurora Gaming off of that will go ahead and get a turret down in the mid. So close. Could have been quite devastating for ONIC Philippines if that happened. But what they've done is they've waited a little bit longer and even more, and Aurora Gaming might have gotten themselves in a position to actually contest the next objective that comes up, this Lord. This was a great defense. Apex 47 staying continuously in the jungle on the backside is what also allowed there to be that pressure to force some of this positioning that we see from ONIC Philippines. I mean, again, there's only so much Kelra can do here on this Granger. Yeah, he was basically dancing on the Granger. He can only shoot one way.
Oh, but now they find Apex 47. Do they have enough damage? And they get to burst him down. Lunar next as well. Two frontliners for Aurora in danger. Still goes in with the Infernal Pursuits, but that just converts into additional Sky Piercer stacks.
All right. Lunar, you gotta remind yourself and them to just calm down. Oh,
Rosa! The Thorn Rose catches the Thorn Queen! And now that's three members of Aurora Gaming down. They might not even look for the Lord. Tienzi doing his best to try and manage the waves and potentially even look for a pickoff, but the Wind of Nature was already forced out of Sigiboom. Kelra might just take down Sigiboom right now. He still has the immortality, but look at that. It was just a single Phantom execution. And after 20 minutes in this game, ONIC equalized the series.
Took him a little bit longer, but ONIC Philippines will make it happen in game two. Once again, phenomenal game there from Brusco to be able to catch TNZ half the time and keep Kelra alive the other half of the time. So great game 2. And now we got a game 3 ahead of us.
That was a banger of a game because here's the thing, man. It's beautiful to watch when, okay, plan A doesn't work. You got plan B. It's both TNZ as well as Sigibum making sure the side lanes are looking good. And there were times where even Apex 47, he was the one that actually cut the ways to make sure that a push could not happen. I gotta say, this is very impressive coming in from Aurora Gaming because even though they lost, they made a lot of amazing plays that could really transfer into a win. They were, like, I feel like when you guys were captured, like, if only this happened, if only more energy, if only this hit, if only that hit. A lot of things. There's so many what ifs in this game.
Yeah, but majority of the what ifs, they were really on TNZ, on the Fanny, I feel. Like from the very beginning of the game, there was that attempt to go for the first blood, right? He stood there. It wasn't an immediate transition to the next buff whatsoever in terms of his farming pattern. He literally wanted to look for a kill. And it looked okay. It looked like it was going good. Not until ONIC PH kept denying him of the purple buff as well. So it seemed like he was just left with no choice when we entered the latter portions of the game.
I think that was a major point too. You know, Apex 47 a lot of times was providing the information that he had to. That's what Hilda does great at. But also the decision for ONIC Philippines at some points to just go ahead and take the purple buffs or what have you from Aurora Gaming really played its part in the bigger picture of the game. Yeah, it took them a little bit longer, but ultimately everything compounded for them to get the win.
Let me just say, watching Lancelot the previous 2 games reminds me of the debut of Lancelot, the moment that he got released. He was one-shotting people with a Thorn Rose, and that's what we saw in the late game. Only before this was worse because he did it with no items. Lancelot, when he was first released, was too much. I mean, like, now he looks good, but at least, you know, full items. It's fair. It's much more fair. I really feel like Kalia and Lancelot are the heroes that you really got to watch out for because you guys were talking about it. This was the previous one, but don't forget about that.
Yeah, that's game 1 right there.
Imagine Kalia, right?
Yep.
If the Kalia was not there, how much could TNZ actually got in that game?
Is Kalia just the best way to handle a Fanny now? I think after
would
seeing
say
that.
Ever since she was first released, because even in my head, I forgot about this, but like, dude, the opponent has a Kalia. Why are you picking up the Fanny?
That's actually true.
It's so easy to catch a Fanny with a Kalia.
Because like even during times where Kalea was first played in professional play and the Fanny 2 was a go-to ban, teams would just let go of the Fanny because they will be picking the Kalea either way. So I feel like that was something I wasn't able to completely realize as well. But then again, it denied a lot of the attempts. It made Rosa, it made TNZ think twice about going in a lot of the times, just because even those clutch title strikes literally saved their damage dealers a lot of time. So Kalea, there's something about this hero for today.
Kind of strong.
MSC.
Kind of strong.
Kind of strong.
Kind of strong. So it's definitely something that you got to watch out for because we definitely see the pattern here in MSC where the spotlight is really on those junglers because the junglers in this patch really does a lot of damage, especially on those Lancelots. And Kalia is one of the best counters for those kind of heroes. And maybe that's why we also starting to see all this Hildas, because Hilda is also a way to deal with the assassins. The only thing is the times change. People change. In the early game, sure. Man-to-man defense, wherever the Lancelot goes, follow. If he needs water, give him water, right?
And this changed too because there was no early kill.
There was no early kill.
Yeah.
Maybe they just needed that. Maybe they should have just been more aggressive in the early game.
I feel like they tried.
Yeah, they tried. They tried.
But
But this couldn't happen. Couldn't happen.
They heard what we were talking about. But, you know, I think I'm wondering if we get to a phase through MSC here where the Lancelot is starting to be banned out. Like from a lot of teams. Because they're just like, or is it always just going to be one of those open options and the team that decides to take him gets that kind of... I feel like he is an advantage in a way.
This is from a previous game as well. Yeah, I kind of feel like Lancelot is just... In a sense, he does a lot what the meta needs right now. He's good for Turtle, especially Turtle 2 as well as Turtle 3 because of that Thorn Rose. Unless an SOD comes in and you're just like, there's no way. There's no way a Moscow Fall can steal this turtle. But other than that, the Lancelot can do work. And also, we have a lot of good gold laners in MSC right now. So any kind of assassin that's able to go to the back lines, then that's the kind of hero that you want. And I kind of feel like everyone wants something like a Ling and etc. But they take too long. Lancelot, he doesn't.
Yeah.
At any point, he can just go for it.
And when we saw the Lancelot get his full build, like the BOD, the full damage, you saw how he was able to deal with even the Hilda, even Apex 47. Like, it came to a point where he couldn't do the man-to-man defense anymore because King Kong could really deal with Apex 47 already all by himself. And like what you mentioned as well, I feel like there were multiple times wherein Sigibum clearly attempted or did a lot to somehow save the game, especially this moment. I think this moment we're seeing here, I mean, look at that. Clutch SOD and then him just surprising King Kong and everyone else from behind. But because King Kong was there.
Yeah. If this was anyone other than Kelra, should have died, and maybe they could have used that opportunity to end the game, right? Because he survived so long, a little bit too long.
He took their attention.
I feel like even they're like, guys, how is he not dead yet?
Yeah, I think that was the case too. Because even earlier on, we saw him play 1v3 under the gold lane for tier 1 turret. So you know those are things you can always expect from Kelra. But it's the changing, I'd say, of the meta that we've seen so far. Because even back in M6, right? I feel like that was very gold lane centric.
Yeah, very gold lane centric.
And now we have what, jungle centric.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the other one is like the third one that we really have to look out for is really that mid. But mid, at least for this matchup, is very subjective. Really depends on the heroes that they use, right? Because we've seen Rosa on the Selena twice. In game number 1, we saw the Valier. Still, in terms of the numbers, it looks good, but it was just not enough for the team. And now the Kadita. So I kind of feel like it's easy for us to talk about the jungle and the gold. The mid is that X factor. It's very subjective here because we don't see too much Kaditas. We don't see too much Selenas. We know they're strong, but we just don't see a lot of it.
Yeah, maybe Super Prince's idea is to go with the elements here. He went with fire. He went with water.
So after this is Veil.
Veil.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, we got to see if they actually mention that in their road to EWC for ONIC Philippines.
My IGN is King Kong. I'm from ONIC Philippines, and I'm the jungler. Being in MSC is another achievement for me, a personal goal. Then I feel very exciting.
Rusco goes down, there was a blaze in the skies, but it's too late. The cavalry reclaim the throne.
Our toughest run in MPLPH Season 15 was in the regular season. Around the first half, we are struggling a lot. And the way we handle it, Coach Why Not always reminds us to put a little more effort every single day. And we should make sure that each day we are progressing. I want to win MSC very, 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 very bad.
Heading into MSC, ONIC Philippines has had time to adapt, to grow, and to really develop their understanding of the meta. That I just see them like as Batman with prep time.
Coach Why Not always tells us that no matter what, never think that we are in our peak, because it is very important that every single day we improve. Because once you think that you're in the peak, I think you would never learn more and improve more.
And we saw that journey, right? The early start of MPL Philippines doesn't look all that great, but hey, it's not about how you start, it's about how you end. And even though they didn't become champions, but they're still here in MSC, and King Kong did say he wants to win this one very, 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 very badly. Now, here's the thing. If you guys support ONIC Philippines, make sure you guys support it with your diamonds, because right now the MSC support chest is here. For 20 diamonds, you guys can start supporting your teams and get some goodies for yourself as well. As soon as, there you go. Purchase the MSC support chest. 20 diamonds. It's kind of good deal. It's kind of a good deal. With 20 diamonds, you guys can get a lot.
You can get way more than...
That's Atlas.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, you can get the Atlas previous MSC skin, yeah.
I played that last night.
You did?
Yep.
I hope we get to see that, though. Like, we saw the Kadita already. I hope we see a lot more coming soon. Like, the number of unique heroes we have this MSC, I feel like we've seen
quite a bit.
How many? 2
days in. I mean, it's only 2 days.
No, so far, yeah. But I
mean, with the Leo more than etc., I kind of feel like we're stretching it out just a little bit.
The Lunox.
I mean, like, here's the thing. If Super Prince actually goes for that Veil, then hey, maybe he is playing with that element. Unless he wants to go lightning and just pick up Eudora.
Oh, lightning's an element.
I mean,
Oh.
it depends on the enemy.
Technically, it is.
Depends on the enemy.
Yeah.
Because some light and dark, and some are like light and dark is not an element. Like it's a weird thing. It really depends on the author.
It can go into a whole debate here.
Okay, yeah.
Some say gravity is an element.
Who's some?
Marvel.
Everybody in his head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, this time Aurora is first pick, and they're banning out that Arlet, and now ONIC Philippines is second pick.
Wow, this is different.
Yeah.
We actually have ONIC Philippines on the second pick. I'm doing that for you, LaFell. They're going to be second pick over here on the red side, on the right side.
Said it.
And I'm just reinforcing.
Thank you very much.
That's how you learn.
I prefer when you're the one saying it because
Yeah.
your voice is nicer.
Yeah, you know, throwing it back to the old teacher days here. Now, for Aurora, they're going to go for these bans. You go for the Arlot, the Wan, Baksha, Uranus still banned
Yeah.
out. I don't know what we expect Aurora to take first pick. What do you think here, Brig?
What if they go for the Kalea too?
No, like legit, Kalia is so good. It denies so many things.
Honestly, we haven't seen the Farsa at all, even though I thought it would be like one of the hot commodities between these two teams, knowing their mid laners and their playstyle, but maybe they're just that aggressive that heroes that are too reliant on positioning aren't the go-to option anymore. They ban out the Phobius though, so yeah, I feel like
Personally, for me, if I'm going up against TNZ, even I'm like, yeah, no.
no.
I'm a little bit scared. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
So maybe the Jushin
Fear.
here again? Or what?
Shout out to Mr. Fear.
Shout out to Mr. Fear.
If he's watching right now.
Probably is, right?
Probably is, yeah.
So yeah, maybe the Jushin here, unless they just want to double down on all these tanky heroes that they're taking out.
I wouldn't
Or
mind a
the
Kalia
Yisun
ban.
Shin.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
it's still
Yisun
open.
Shin. They banned the Kimi instead, so they just want to open it up. Right? If you take Yisun Shin, we take Kalia. If you take Kalia, we take Yisun Shin.
Oh.
+1.
I think this is still Kalea first pick.
I would prefer the Kalia, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it covers your bases so well.
Never mind.
Never mind.
And never mind all of us.
So like what? Kalia and then pick up priority EXP, unless if they want to EDIF, then just pick Kalia and then prio mid?
Maybe Farsa Kalea.
Farsa
It's so good,
But
but
then
hey,
again, you don't really need to take the Farsa just yet.
Or
unless they're really
Arlot.
worried, yeah. No,
Arlot
Arlot's
banned.
never
banned.
mind.
yeah, because I kind of feel like they want the Lancelot again, but you know, since there's already Yisun Shin, you can just wait for Red 3.
Yeah.
This is literally confidence in mechanics, you know, like trust in the traceless to not get caught in whatever ONIC
Okay,
PH might just get up
Farsa.
later.
I called it.
Okay.
I'm an analyst today.
Oh my goodness, how did you see that coming?
Gideon, did you see that?
Oh my goodness, I'm so impressed. I'm so
I'm
impressed.
locked in, dude. I'll tell you that much. Game 3, I've waited a while,
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
I'm here.
Hey, you've done your warm up.
Yep.
And now you're all good. Now you're pushing the weight. So now Aurora, how do they respond here? Seeing the Farsa, seeing the Kalia, we saw them prioritizing the Selena. Will they do that again in game number 3?
Oof. Rosa, 3 for 3 on the Selena.
Wait, what?
Hey, we were just talking about unique heroes.
Hey, we're adding more. And
Yo,
there's
yo.
the Selena. Now here's the thing. Ruby is good, but is it this early good? Right? Wait, the only reason why they will pick a Ruby here
Yeah.
is if there's a surprise later. But the thing is, the Ruby is already a surprise. Oh, and they pick up the
I don't
Lancelot,
even
but
know where
Could
the
Ruby be flexed?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. I don't even know where this could go because I've seen a couple of
Rubies.
well
Gold
rubies.
Lane Ruby.
Gold Lane rubies.
XP Ruby. Wait.
Rome Ruby.
Rome Ruby.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the curveball.
Maybe she can go to the talent lounge. Who knows?
Probably.
Probably. Hey, you know what?
She's about to play, so probably.
She can go anywhere, man. Rome EXP Gold.
Oh, that's such a surprise. Okay. I mean, who are they stopping at this point? The Kalea?
Cool.
Maybe?
The Ruby?
Yeah.
Kalia, Lancelot,
Lancelot.
Farsa.
Yeah, Farsa. Pretty much everybody.
Everyone.
Right now.
Everyone.
I mean, if it's about protecting again, then maybe it's a Brusca.
No, I mean like they're so close to each other. They could just taunt and then be like, "Are you offended?"
Yes.
Yeah.
That's usually the way that it works.
They can.
If you guys don't get the joke, her skill
Yeah.
is called "I'm offended."
I know.
Yeah, I know, but
I
you know.
see the chat too. Sometimes we're like, why are they saying they're offended?
It's the name of
It's
the
the name
skill.
of the ultimate from Ruby. She gets offended.
It's the hook.
Yes, it's the hook.
Anyways,
So-
Granger ban. That's a good ban. But here's the thing. Like, I think... Wait, they banned the Granger. Is Granger good against the Ruby? Because I'm really entertaining that this Ruby could go gold. But
Yeah.
at the same time, in my head, Sigibom is so good, right? You want that carry. That's just in my head. Like, is it worth it to give him the Ruby when he has so much carry potential, like what we saw from the Moskov earlier?
I don't know, man. Like, I'm just really
Good question, huh?
Yeah, I think it's more so of like this Ruby being a debut pick, but then also like the flexibility of the hero as well. Especially since you have a YSS in the jungle, and I guess, you know, once these next two picks are locked in from Aurora, we'll get a better picture of that. Because also, you know, for if you are going to still pick up an XP lane, like what do you pick up durability-wise? You already have the Fulvius band out that we've seen Lunar play twice now. Glue is picked up over on the other side.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh, it is
So it
Ruby
is.
gold.
Gold lane Ruby.
So regardless of whatever Keller decides to go for, I mean, if it's not the marksman, it's the Harriet.
Roger.
Roger,
The
but
perfect
Nah.
lore matchup.
Yeah, the lore.
The lore match.
Brigida, I'm talking about the lore because, you know, now you get... See, nice to pick it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
little
yeah,
red.
yeah.
you
It's a
know.
lore.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
lore.
It takes time for
Yeah.
me.
But either ways, I kind of feel like for ONIC Philippines, they already have a very solid, very standard kind of draft. They pick up the Beatrix, which is one of the favorites, all right? Because at this point, it's like, hey, I don't know what you're up to. I don't like it. I'm just going to pick up something that I know I can carry with. Now, looking at this here, the Ruby, I kind of feel like is going to get a lot of value in this game, especially if there's a glue around, because she can actually get a lot of spell vamp over everything that happens throughout the team fight. So this is going to be the final match in this series. Who would have thought that game number 1 ONIC Philippines lost, and now both teams are at match point? It's going to be interesting to see who will win this one. I'm going to give it over to Naisu and Brigida.
Thank you once again, LaFell, for joining us through the draft here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us, we're about to jump into game number 3 in our third match of today here at day number 2 for MSC. Will it be ONIC Philippines to take the win, or will it be Aurora Gaming from Turkey to go ahead and solidify their win in day number 1 for Group B here for them? Once again, I'm Naisu, and this is Brigida to bring you the action. Brigida, which draft here are you really liking? I mean, you're jumping up and down here. Who's it for? Is it Aurora?
I mean, it's been a while since we've seen the YSS, so I'm kind of excited to see how ONIC PH are going to deal with it. Also, of course, the Ruby, which makes a sudden appearance as well, but Brusco, this reminds me of the game number 1 start, but at least now, they're not really punished. But this is what you like to see about ONIC Philippines, the way they're keeping the aggression going, but you can say the same for Aurora Gaming.
I feel like that's what you do, especially if you're Kalea. You know, you're easily able to go ahead and heal back up if you do take a couple shots. So, whoa, unlike this,
Close,
Apex
close.
47, yeah, he's gonna have to go ahead and get back here. But still, for the most part, even looking at the compositions here, yeah, I think this is going to be the interesting one, is you take a glimpse of the gold lane, is how will this play for Sigiboom? Because we've seen his mechanics and his positioning is usually really good. Now it changes when you throw a hero like the Ruby in his hands. It's going to be a little bit different. You can see he's going with a whole lot of this, though. He is going to be running that, you know, the Festival of Blood. He's got the Brave Smite, so he can go ahead and heal up a lot, like LaFell mentioned earlier on, especially when Kirk is utilizing that glue.
Yeah, also with the thrill. So this is the kind of Ruby which has a bit, or maybe not even a bit, of damage to it whenever it goes for those I'm offended plays or those brief stuns you latch onto the opponents to make things a bit more difficult. Oh, okay. Cool steal from TNZ, denying King Kong of that, but they will be getting their level 4s nonetheless, so this is going to be interesting. The way they're able to manage and deal with the first objective of the game. There's a lot of action going in all parts of the map, but who's going to get to set things first?
All right, they get in position. Brusco, again, not level 4, neither is Apex 47, so both junglers will just get the busted. Is TNZ going to go for a... I thought he was going to go for a cheeky steal there, too. So, buff secure for King Kong. There's the fight.
Flicker from Kirk, followed by Brusco. They're really going after TNZ, but Super Friends, he gets caught, however. King Kong secures the turtle and just decides to walk away. So far, ONIC, they've been very decisive in wanting to take down TNZ, but it seems like they lacked the damage, or they weren't able to accomplish it just yet.
Wow, okay, so a couple things happened there. They were able to get the turtle as King Kong did the work.
Yeah.
They traded, of course, for a kill, so Aurora gets that kill. It was Sigiboom to catch him out for Super Prince. So Brusco.
Could still walk away.
Okay, Brusco's going to be fine. But also, meanwhile, all that, as Kelra's going to be the next focus here, okay, nice Mountain Shocker. I think Kelra's going to be fine. He did go ahead and rush into the Sea Halberd, so he grabbed that. He's going to clear out this wave here. And he also got a whole bunch of gold in his pockets. Rosa! Goodbye, Super Prince! It's been a minute since we've seen the Farsa.
He literally just landed and used the feathered airstrike. Doesn't want to have or allow Rosa to have the best possible game for the Selena once more, but I'm really liking how Keller is managing the gold lane. I mean, it has been a surprise to see the Ruby go up against this hero, but even when they already decided to rotate, even when Tianzi decided to rotate, he knew that it was just important to keep the waves out of the turret. There's the AOG already committed by Apex 47, but they're being very particular about it. They don't want to engage in a fight that Aurora decides to set up for themselves.
Yeah, Aurora's got a couple options to go ahead and start fights up if they want to, and information advantage as well, especially with the Mountain Shocker once it's used. So they can play to that advantage if they want to. The Turtle's about 10 seconds away here as ONIC Philippines tries to get in positioning. We'll see if they go for it. Apex 47 won't land that Unbreakable. Not going to get the taunt off from Brusco.
He decides to flicker. He actually tries to go for Tianzi, but on the other hand, Lunar as well surprises everyone. The Primal Wrath won't last long. Gets bursted down by Kellera and the rest of the members of ONIC. So it's a 1-for-1 trade so far. It's the EXP and the Roamer that gets traded.
It's going to be a tough one if they want to contest this. Super Prince doesn't have a Feathered Airstrike just yet, and he's quite low.
Yeah.
They might force it, but right now, Aurora will go ahead and secure themselves the turtle. So a good decision from them and good timing too. So now they go and get back into position. Kellera might have to be careful here. What we're seeing a lot is this Ruby being kind of a nuisance to deal with, especially with the Lancelot, for example, King Kong. Apex is here though.
Okay, they have to protect their gold lane, but the Abyssal Arrow and the AOG nearly lands, but it misses by just a bit. They'll have to let go of their tier 1 turret down bottom. And we're starting to see the idea that Aurora Gaming actually has. It's pressure, constant pressure on the gold lane. It forces reactions out of ONIC Philippines. They'll try to get a kill, however, onto Lunar, and they have enough damage to do that.
Good decision. I didn't think they'd go for it, but anyway, Apex 47 is going to get dragged back.
Yeah, there's the grab. Just one more hit. Will they be able to do it? Kirk delivers the final blow, and now ONIC PH, they're somehow ahead. They secure the lead against Aurora Gaming, although it's somehow just 1,000 gold for now.
A whole lot of just trading going on, at least, you know, even in terms of around the map, those objectives, but Kellera's been having a pretty good time on this Beatrix, you know, sitting on 2 kills now. He's got a very minor lead against Sigiboom. And they can go ahead and play around the fact that Brusco has been doing the same thing. You know, every single time the Tsunami Slam is available, especially when the Flicker is there, he's going and being decisive enough to make those plays happen. And Kellera, all he has to do is, you know, set up. And, yeah, you can see the burst potential from this composition is something that Aurora Gaming is going to have to watch out for.
This kind of reminds you of the Beatrix and the Navaria, except that it's not a Star Shutter, it's the Feathered Airstrike that can be used to actually complement or vice versa, whichever they want to use first. So Aurora Gaming, if that was something ONIC wasn't able to get their hands on previously, now they have so much range, they have so much access, King Kong being one of them too. They can literally play with the angles when whenever there's a team fight. And there you go, immediately taking down Rosa. There's the counter, I'm offended, nearly catching 2, but still, they survive and walk away from all the threats. Kirk too, doing a lot just to zone out the other members of Aurora Gaming. The Feathered Airstrike, cooldown's over. So now they somehow gain control in the Turtle Pit, but Lunar...
Lunar pops the Primal's Wrath, now he's going to be in trouble. Kirk's going to go ahead and bring him on back. King Kong just around the corner though. Is he going to commit to this? Goes in with Thorn Rose. They have enough damage to bump off Kellera too. Boom, another shot, a double for Kellera.
Imagine that. He just had to wait for a bit to join back the fight again. That's King Kong looking for the targets, and he still doesn't want to stop. Phantom
Oh.
Execution doesn't land on Rosa, but there's the feathered airstrike. Still, though, he somehow makes it out alive. A clean flicker or a clean dodge coming in from Rosa to get out of that. But ONIC Philippines clearly in the lead right now. If it was just 1K earlier, now
Yeah.
it's already 5K.
It's crazy how fast that ballooned up, you know, just in a matter of a minute or so. You get yourself a nice lead at this point. You can see some of the items here now falling into place, especially. And
Whoa.
ONIC Philippines, very interesting. Now you've got that ultimate accessible to you even more for Brusco. And that's going to be great because this is what we've seen all day from him is that Tsunami Slam.
And Kelra, look at the first item. He actually went for the Sea Halberd, going up against Sigiboom on the Ruby in the gold lane. So they're really looking for ways to answer and deal with Aurora Gaming, even from the very beginning of this game. So now they have to keep the pressure going. They have to limit the ways that Aurora are able to move around the map. And I feel like that responsibility is mostly going to fall on Kirk's shoulders right now. He's the one who has to be the threat, who has to be the disruptor for Aurora Gaming. Look at the damage coming in from Kelra as well. Brave enough to stand in front of both Sigiboom and Rosa in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Kelra relying specifically on just how mechanically gifted as a player as he is, he can go ahead and be confident enough to just rely on a flicker even if he has to against someone like a Ruby who could do the exact same thing, flicker forward, I'm offended, pull you on in. But it's funny because every time we see a Beatrix pop up, it's kind of like you remember that time when Beatrix was just so dominant, she even had her own figurine back for the World Championship. And it's like, man, you kind of remember just how good it is to have multiple options in terms of all the guns she has available to go ahead and for the right situation. But even so, it's just the counter hasn't been able to be caught because of the fact that you just have such good zoning from this lineup here. There's already
Brusco, he decides to go for Sigiboom, but there's a Winter Crown. Could potentially save him from this pickoff, and he has a lot of sustain to deal with it. But Kelra decides to go for Apex 47 first. There's the Revitalize, which buys him a lot more time. But on the other sides of the map, King Kong was able to work on other members too, but at the expense of his very own life. That doesn't look too good for ONIC PH.
I gotta say though, Sigiboom bought a ton of time. So even without King Kong, ONIC Philippines is gonna just go for this Lord here. I'm not sure if Aurora Gaming is gonna do anything. Rosa might give them the information, but they just make the decision. It's better off that we just give it up. We don't deal with it. The Lord is secured here for ONIC Philippines. So that fight that broke out, it was just really kind of split up even. And yeah, it was King Kong that went down, but nonetheless, again, Kelra well protected here with Brusco. Sigiboom buys some time. You can see King Kong was going for Lunar, but Tienzi was there to go ahead and help him out. So a great play from both sides, but ultimately objective going in the hands of ONIC Philippines will now allow them to march towards the base here. And we'll see if Aurora Gaming has enough to go ahead and defend. That's an I'm offended thrown on out. Not going to find a mark here. The Lord is going up top side, so expect ONIC Philippines to at least get to these base turrets.
Yep, they're trying to sink the waves as well, making the most out of this objective that they were already able to take for themselves. Feathered Airstrike already committed, and so will be that split early. Oh, no, it's okay. They don't really mind that. So now they get to expose all the inhibitor turrets for now from Aurora Gaming. That's a lot of damage coming in from King Kong, but at least a successful defense for now.
And they deal with that Lord. The waves are still going to be pushing in. I don't think you can roll. Never mind. Brusco.
Another flicker into the Bennett's Rage, but the Primal Wrath will be able to keep him safe, and it might not be looking too good for ONIC PH. Super Prince and Brusco get punished for that attempt.
As I was about to say, Brigitte, I don't think you can really get more of that. Brusco's like, nope. Hold my drink, I got this. And then two go down for ONIC Philippines. So this is actually going to buy some time here and some space now for Aurora Gaming. Off of that, they'll get the tier 1 in mid now, make their way towards this tier 2, and this is a good chance for them to get some space back in their favor here. The wave is going to be cleared out though in the mid lane, so ONIC Philippines against it all will still hold on to the majority of the tournaments. You gotta Gotta keep track of that King Kong damage.
Ooh, is King Kong gonna go for it? That's 5 members of Aurora Gaming, though.
I think they're trying. I thought they were gonna delay them a little bit further, but yeah, nonetheless, they don't lose too much, so they only lose that mid turret tier 1.
I think Brusco just has to pick his targets really well. He went for Lunar earlier, and although yes, Lunar does just have the flicker, or maybe doesn't have the flicker earlier, this is an Edith who could Primal Wrath his way to at least stay a little longer in the fights and throw out a bit more damage as well. So it's still going to be a threat if you're not able to burst him down right before he's able to do or use the Primal Wrath. But then even then, during that moment, I feel like he was the most accessible target for Brusco. But if so, maybe you know, be a little more careful with the timings if you're not so sure of whoever you want to target after all. So now everyone or both teams, they seem to be looking for an angle to do something right before this objective. Brusco has the flicker, so that's one thing Aurora Gaming has to be mindful of.
So this is where we see ONIC Philippines get in position. Lord is up to go ahead and try to start this up. Maybe not fully commit to it just yet to see if Aurora Gaming will actually force a fight. You see, they do back off. So now Aurora is going to juggle this in between. Sigiboom has the flicker available. They might force it anyway.
Already forced to use the feathered airstrike. There's a conceal as well from ONIC Philippines. Brusco seems to be waiting for the target, but King Kong! He gets caught by Aurora Gaming. The layers, the chain crowd control. Keller's the only one who will try to make this happen, and he actually does! It's a double kill for him, and he actually gets the Lord away from Aurora!
Oh my goodness, they might have just saved that from being way more devastating. Kelra somehow makes it through, but Rosa will pick up another kill. A big team fight for Aurora.
It's a 3-4-3 trade so far, but I feel like we have to see that once again, even not now, maybe later, but the way Kelra was just able to play around and deny that Lord. So it was looking bad for ONIC when they got the jump onto King Kong. But even when Kelra was low, he flickered in right there. He just decided to risk it all. Got the kill onto Tienzi and the kill on the Lord. Unbelievable decision making from Kelra.
Great arrow to start that fight, but also even greater decision from Kelra. A huge risk, but like you mentioned, Brigida, it gets you the objective, and ultimately that's what they wanted here. And so Tienzi picking up a little defensiveness, gets the win of nature. They got to deal with this Lord. ONIC Philippines in full force will go ahead and get ready to march towards this base. They're going to hold it as long as they can.
Oh, they try to take down Kirk, but he is too tanky for this. Already forced out the feathered airstrike though, but it'll be enough to take down that inhibitor turret up top. So they can or potentially will work on the remaining base turrets one by one. ONIC PH have to be careful with this. You see the late game already starting to come in, despite what happened for Aurora Gaming and their lineup.
Okay, they should hold on to this mid turret. I don't think they push any further. There is considerable damage, though, on the bottom base turret, but Aurora Gaming holds on to 2, so they're going to find themselves again in a position to go ahead and face off against ONIC Philippines, even for the next objective here. So despite it all, I feel like they're really confident in the fact that, hey, we can actually go toe-to-toe, we can win some of these fights, even if it means just playing around these arrows from Rosa. Rosa's been so good. Now 3 games in a row on the Selena.
It's like he has a target lock on Super Friends. He's making things so hard for Super Friends, honestly. But that's the thing, like, Aurora Gaming, they've been making a lot of decisions which really extend the game and allow us to reach this point. Like, for how many times have we been seeing games which exceed the 15-minute mark? I think this has been, if not the longest series, actually one of the longest series we've been seeing so far here in the group stage of MSC. So it's been a very close fight between Aurora Gaming and ONIC Philippines, but both have to be careful in setting up for this next and possibly last objective, depending on how things will go, because it's going to be very crucial. We're approaching the 18-minute mark.
And I know the thing about this whole... Oh, whoa. Hey, okay, Apex.
Okay.
I guess he went for it. He's like, hey, that's Kelra.
That could have been a combo, because like there was an Abyssal Arrow, there was an AOG, but Yeah, there was a flicker from Kelra. They already lost major resources though, but they're still able to set up for this upcoming Lord fight.
Okay, now Kelra's got to be even more careful with this. And that's why Rosa, keep an eye on Rosa. Rosa's going to stay in that position. Again, that off angle. Super Friend will chase him down.
Whoa.
So Super Prince is like, hey, no more of that. Get out of this this back line, because Kelra's got to deal with that, and not having the flicker. They might be just the plan. Like, let's just delay this as much as possible. As the Lord has evolved now too, post the 18-minute mark, you can see the positioning here from ONIC. But Rosa's on point, has all the information that he needs to go ahead and keep ONIC Philippines in check. So it's quite astonishing how Aurora Gaming has found themselves in this position where they were down quite a bit of thousands of gold minutes ago, 5+ minutes ago or so. And yes, they have one base turret down, but they're actually the ones with considerable control right now around this Lord. And they're going to be the ones to go ahead and start things up.
Maybe that was what Aurora Gaming wanted. Just take away the flicker from Kelra, you know? So we might have a better chance at being able to take him out whenever the fight breaks out and not allow him to save the game once again for ONIC Philippines. But
it's going to be up again soon. 30 seconds. And ONIC, like I said,
they just bought enough time.
Just wait longer, right? Or wait faster, like LaFell said. And they did exactly that. So buff secured for King Kong 2. Once again, Kelra will have it about 15 seconds. Aurora Gaming might know this too, and they might want to just force a situation here. So Brusco, Conceal was used. They're going to force the fight anyway. Apex 47 takes some damage, but still, no one wants to commit to this Lord. It is going to be more difficult to take too because it's evolved. So Brusco even picks up an immortality for himself. And we'll have just this face-off for now.
I guess this is what they call the Lord Dance.
The Lord Dance.
It's been such a long dance between both of these teams. Lord currently at half HP.
This is the new dance. This is the 2025 version.
And all the while things were happening, a turret in the bottom lane was taken down by the minions. They've been getting pretty impatient as well with how things have been going. But will this finally be the start of the fight? They try to go for the onward or shadow combo onto Kirk, but it won't land. There's the better airstrike. Oh, TNZ's very low on HP. Fortunately, there's not the runner's apathy from Kelra to finish off the kill just yet, but will they still try to regroup? Oh, they go for Kelra! But King Kong still secures the Lord nonetheless, and I am offended connects onto two members of ONIC Philippines though, and it's Brusco and Super Prince trying to run away, but Aurora, they're gonna chase after them! They're not letting him go! They pop the immortality, and it's only Super Prince who's able to return to the base!
Oh no! It's a disaster for the Super Fam! Super Prince tries, but Aurora Gaming made it happen! And Sigiboom did it too on the Ruby! What a game 3 for Aurora Gaming!
In a split second,